A big move tonight for your kitchen. The poultry industry, Tyson Foods in particular, the biggest U.S. poultry producer, is announcing today it will stop feeding chickens human antibiotics by 2017. With more on this, the senior officer for Pew Charitable Trust's Antibiotic Resistance Project, Gail Hansen. Gail, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Let's just start with the basics here. Why do farmers use these antibiotics in the first place?
Well, antibiotics are used for a couple of different reasons. One is to treat sick animals, which is what you would expect, but it's also used for preventing disease, controlling disease, and for growth promotion. So there's a lot of different reasons antibiotics are being used.
You say it's dangerous. Why?
Antibiotic resistance is the big problem, that every time we use antibiotics, we can select for antibiotic-resistant bacteria. That means that the antibiotics that we would need to treat disease won't work anymore.
So, and we've got some numbers to that effect. Some 23,000 Americans annually resistant to antibiotics. They get bacterial infections that they can't beat. It's becoming more and more common. You know, I got to tell you, Gail, I look at what's going on in the poultry industry, the fact that the whole thing is rife with salmonella, that the federal government says that you shouldn't even wash chicken because that salmonella will get all over your kitchen and infect things. It seems to me that we have major problems in the industry. Is there a big fix that's needed?
Well, I think the fix that Tyson has announced of getting rid of the antibiotics in their use is one good first step, because it means that the bacteria that are on chicken, and we're always going to have some bacteria, that's just normal in any animal, but they won't be, they're less likely to be resistant. And so then if we do get sick, we've got antibiotics that'll work when we need them.
Yeah. So in the poultry sold in the U.S., conventional chicken, conventionally raised chicken, 92.5% has antibiotics in it. So that gives you a sense of what's going on out in the marketplace. And yet we hear a lot of makers, or a lot of producers, pardon me, Purdue, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, lots of brands are saying we're not going to do this anymore. Is this just a trend to accommodate Americans' concerns, or is this a fundamental change for the industry?
Well, I think it is a fundamental change, at least for the poultry industry, that they really are recognizing that antibiotic resistance is a problem and that they've got to be part of the solution, and that's what they're seeing as part of the solution, and really going forward with that.
So, will pork and beef, is it a big problem in those industries as well?
Antibiotics are used similarly in pork and beef as they are in chicken, so yes, those industries, the cattle and pork industries, need to be looking at what they're doing as well.
It's an interesting conversation. Gail, thanks for bringing us the information. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.